Hey, good evening, Des Moines, Iowa, and the world. Welcome to the Doc and Lefty program, broadcasting to you live from the webcast1live.com studios. This is Lefty. As always, we are bringing you the perspectives you love from the sides you hate. And sitting across the table with me, wearing the uniform of
Australian rugby,
non-American sports, I don't know about this, is my good buddy, Dr. Pat Petrosh. Doc, what's happening?
Yeah, I do believe you're tired because you almost forgot my name.
Almost.
All right.
I almost did.
I'm wearing my Australia shirt. I like the Australians. I like the New Zealanders. I like the rugby. I particularly
New Zealand won.
What?
They won the whole thing, right?
They did.
Yeah.
I particularly like Australia's version of how to take in Syrian refugees. That's why I'm wearing my shirt today.
Oh,
we'll
I
be
see.
Talking about this a little bit later.
We are.
The other thing is have you ever wondered how to tell the Australian flag from the New Zealand flag?
There's not. Well, the New Zealand flag I know is going under a redo.
It is.
A redesign. But isn't there a kiwi on the New Zealand flag? A kiwi bird?
Nope. You see this? Can you zoom in a little bit on the Australian flag? All right. This is the Australian flag. See that little dot right? Like, Jesus, is tough doing it backwards. That little ditzel there, and I feel like I'm stupid here. And that little ditzel there, that is the only difference between the Australian flag and the New Zealand flag.
No, they have
New Zealand flag doesn't have those things.
the two few stars there.
Yeah, they have two few. Yep.
Interesting. And, you know, I wasn't expecting a vexillology lesson here on the old show today, but it's good.
Well, you know, the thing is everybody's always mixing up their flags.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had not bought both these rugby jerseys, I still would not be able to tell the difference. And it took me several hours of just staring at them going, I don't understand. I don't see the difference.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've met a person from Australia before, and I've met a person from New Zealand before. And the accents sound pretty close to me.
Oh, you know what? One of the people I stayed with in England, and they're asleep at this time. Otherwise, I'd be saying hi to Doug. He said, you know, we don't mind the Australians and we don't mind the New Zealanders. We just don't like listening to them. Well, why don't you like listening to them? It's like listening to Americans. That's what he said. He said, at least the Americans don't sound whiny, but you know, listening to an Australian just sets a British guy's teeth on.
Oh boy, I know a whole section of Americans that sound pretty whiny today, buddy. We're going to get into it.
Oh yeah,
full steam ahead.
Well, I you know, the whole thing, Lefty and I, we support the people of France and their terrible tragedy. We don't support terrible tragedy, but I think everybody knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Lefty and I have two differing viewpoints on what's going on. And Lefty
wrote something
and kicked the hornet's nest. Not only did he kick it, he rolled around in it.
Hey man,
he threw a cat in it. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
When I see, this is what happens when you don't write something for 6 months. You come in hot.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway,
why waste my once a quarter blog post?
Yeah, once every 8 months.
With some weak tea about the Democratic debate, which I attended.
Oh yeah,
I was there.
Well, you know, tonight's show, when we talk about the debate, I love the line that we kind of sort of came up with together: Republican hypocrisy versus Democratic ineptitude.
Now you came up with that all yourself.
No, I thought you said Republican hypocrisy in your thing.
Oh no, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
well,
I didn't say anything about Democratic. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Oh my God, you are tired.
I just didn't want to be.
Do you need a good slapping?
I should have had a. See, I do a cup of coffee in the morning.
Says you need a good slapping.
Oh, is that right? I feel totally betrayed here. I always do a cup of coffee in the morning, and then I do maybe a cup of coffee in the afternoon, or maybe a cup of tea, depending on how I'm feeling. You know, just what kind of day it is. You know that I like my hot beverages, and today I didn't do it, and so I'm a little bit down. No, well, I'm
Yeah,
ready to go. I'm ready to talk about this stuff though, because the debate was super fun, and I think we always end on a sour note. But I think that we probably want to talk a lot about what's going on with Paris and ISIS and the rest of it. So, do you want to talk about the Democrats first, or do you want to talk about?
Let's finish up with the Democrats. Since you think listening to the same old crap since Karl Marx is fun, then we'll finish up with that.
Well,
so.
It's what's interesting is how we can talk about fresh new leadership. How Marco Rubio can talk about fresh new leadership when he's passing the same warmed over nonsense that you guys have been spewing since the 70s, and actual progressive thinkers on the left hand side of the ledger coming up with new ideas
instead of going back to the 70s. They're going back
coming up with new ideas to move the country forward.
No, there's no.
But you know what I'm saying. I can't stand listening to well, you know what? Before I go off on that comment, I saw something as I was coming in.
Just one person?
No, something.
Oh,
saw
okay.
something as I was coming into the show. Bobby Jindal is out, done. Suspended his campaign today. Yep, just in the last couple hours.
Oh, rats!
So that's one more.
We had him scheduled for later in the year.
And did you see? The New York Times piece on Ben Carson's advisors?
Oh yeah, what a hit piece!
That's his own people.
Hit piece.
His own people.
Hit piece.
Why are his own people saying that stuff about him?
Well, because they obviously had their words twisted. You know how New York Times is.
Obviously. It's just been around forever.
Let me throw this out there. Today, I had 3 different people comment on the weight loss I've had.
Okay.
And how you like caffeine?
I don't like caffeine. I don't drink very much. Usually just a cup of coffee a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I've been drinking this Yoli stuff. I think I mentioned this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I was off it for a couple weeks there, and I finally got it back here on Saturday. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm suddenly back down at least a pant size.
Oh my!
And I don't do anything. I just drink this junk, and it works. What I have to do is I have to get Yoli to advertise.
We need Yoli probably needs to sponsor the show.
I feel like a teenage girl.
Oh my!
Yeah, so that's always good. I'm transitioning as well.
I think that's the most courageous thing that has ever been said by anybody in the history of mankind.
Can I be ESPN's most courageous woman next year? Please.
Oh boy. Yes. I'm going to an unequivocal assent to that particular wish. If I have to run over Ted Cruz in my car to get that done for you, I'm going to do it.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, we're going to finish this segment just a hair early because it's not a lot of fun beating up on a guy with no caffeine in him.
Yeah.
So we're going to be back right after this break. We're going to talk about terrible tragedy over in Paris. We're also going to talk other terrible tragedies that have happened. And we're going to talk about, at least from my perspective, why ISIS is so much different than any other terror organization that has come into existence to this point. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We want to thank all of our sponsors, Bertrosian Associates, Lubinas Law Firm, Halo Capital at DesMoinesInterestRates.com, Des Moines Anesthesia PC. Honest to goodness, they continue to advertise with us, and we have no idea why. I am just grateful.
Because we love them.
We do love them. They have an office here in Des Moines. They have an office up in Fort Dodge. They deal with pain management all the time. That's getting tougher and tougher to find. That's the number right up there, 515-574-6442. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Go to docandlefty.com. You will find a brand new blog up by Lefty, and this is the Hornet Kicking blog. So really, it's been pretty fun day today. Thanks, everybody. Be back right after this break.